Hey everyone, I'm Janelle and I will be presenting the question raised by the documentary The Social Dilemma. So my first question is what actors seems more legitimate to regulate the use of social media? I was thinking that there are many different members of the society that can collectively prevent the risks emerging from the tech industry and its development. Indeed, the state, for example, can legislate over the use of phones or digital divide in public places. For instance, in cultural monuments and places, the phones or cameras can be forbidden, which limits the use of social media and social divide and digital divide. Also, maybe digital experts can provide scientifically based argumentation and reports to help the states legiferating about those divides. And maybe there are some theorists like sociologists or behaviorists that can emphasize the social effect of social media uh, on our society and our behaviors. My second question is to what extent the tech industry is aiding us to surveillance society. Indeed, this subject was well thought and worked by the French philosopher Michel Foucault, and it actually means that with our contemporary use of social media, uh, people and users have always the eye on something, like they can have an eye on everything at any time and anywhere thanks to their digital divide. We have a wide access to people positions thanks to geolocalization, for example, but also we have access to people experiences and maybe objectives on social media, even though we don't personally know the person, as there are many personal data that are posted on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram, for instance. My third question is about the companies that led to the development of the tech industry. Indeed, how can those companies attenuate the massive effects of their innovation? For example, Google, Instagram, Snapchat, all those companies worked to attract the users and attract his or her attention. And how can they attenuate this attraction? There are, for example, weekly reports that are given, for example, by my iPhone that gives me the time spent on my screen. And I think those gadgets or those advantages can maybe raise awareness concerning my use of my screen. And more generally, I think that those companies are trying to participate to a healthier and better relationship between the users and their digital divide. For example, they can be caring about the time of sleep, the sport activities, or some other things that makes our relationships to digital divide healthier. My last question is how can digital democracy that is based on the use of digital divide allow the citizens to gain control over social media? Um, and basically, as we saw, digital democracy allows a better popular participation to the political life with direct interactions and debates between political leaders and citizens. At the opposite of the Birmanian example that is given in the documentary, where the dictator had control over the population through Facebook, lots of speakers and protagonists can share their ideas on a virtual public space, for example, in Twitter, as we saw. Thus, the people gain control over social media. However, we have to be vigilant about the information given on the internet and maybe the works and the statements that influenced our opinion. Otherwise, it would mean that if we are too influenced by what we see on the internet and without verifying, the references, etc., maybe it means that social media has more power on us than we have. Thank you very much, and I hope this was clear, and I hope you have an amazing day.